grasping your potential, and refusing mediocrity. Have you ever paused for a moment and asked yourself why you are not living the life you imagined? Why your dreams, your potential, your ambitions seem just out of reach, no matter how hard you try? Maybe it's because somewhere along the way, you started accepting less than you are capable of. Maybe, without even realizing it, you settled for average. And that is the moment where greatness begins to slip through your fingers. The truth is, average is comfortable. It's safe. It's the path that doesn't demand risk, that doesn't challenge you to your core. But here's the hard reality. Comfort never builds empires. Comfort never changes lives. And comfort never fulfills purpose. Every person you admire, every innovator, every champion, every leader has faced this crossroads. They were given a choice: to settle or to fight for what they were truly capable of. And they chose the harder path. They chose to rise. Take the story of Michael Jordan. Most people think of him as a natural, a prodigy, a man who was destined for greatness. But what many forget is that he was cut from his high school basketball team. Imagine the disappointment, the crushing doubt he must have felt. At that moment, he could have settled for average, told himself he wasn't meant for more, and walked away. But he didn't. He worked harder than anyone else, practiced longer than anyone else, and refused to accept a life less than what he could achieve. Today, he is a living testament to the power of refusing to settle. And this is where it begins for you. Refusing to settle is not just about ambition. It's about self-respect. It's about looking in the mirror and being honest with yourself. Are you giving everything you can give? Are you pursuing the goals that ignite your soul? Or are you allowing fear, doubt, or the comfort of routine to dictate your life? Every day, each of us is presented with choices. We can take the easy road, the road that requires no confrontation with fear, no stretch beyond what is familiar. Or we can step into discomfort, embrace challenges, and demand more from ourselves. The road to extraordinary is never easy. It is filled with obstacles, failures, and moments when you question if it's worth it. But here's the secret. That struggle is proof that you are alive, that you are pushing boundaries, that you are growing. Think about J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. She was a single mother, struggling to make ends meet, living in near poverty. Her manuscript was rejected by multiple publishers. Most people would have taken that as a sign to stop, a signal to settle for what life handed them. But she persevered. She believed in her story, she believed in her talent, and she refused to settle for rejection. Today, her work has inspired millions around the world, and she is a symbol of what happens when you refuse to accept average. Refusing to settle is about embracing your discomfort, understanding that growth is rarely linear, and committing to the process of becoming the best version of yourself. It is about setting audacious goals, pursuing them relentlessly, and refusing to let the small setbacks define your trajectory. It is about knowing that your dreams are worth the sacrifice, and that mediocrity is never a suitable trade for your potential. Here's a simple truth. You were not born to blend in. You were not born to drift through life, hoping for scraps of success. You were born to thrive, to conquer, and to leave a mark that will outlive you. Every extraordinary life you see started with a decision to refuse average, a decision to take ownership of their future, a decision to act even when fear screamed otherwise. Look around you. Every person you admire has one thing in common. They refuse to let circumstances, setbacks, or doubt determine their limits. They knew the hard work, the late nights, the failures, and the relentless pursuit of better were all part of the price for something extraordinary. And so must you. Ask yourself, what are you settling for right now? Is it your job, your relationships, your health, your habits? Are you holding yourself back from the life you truly desire because of fear, convenience, or the opinions of others? The answers may be uncomfortable, but they are necessary, because self-awareness is the first step toward transformation, and knowing where you've been and what you've tolerated is the key to deciding what you will accept going forward. You see, greatness is not gifted. It is earned. It is fought for. It is claimed by those willing to go beyond the ordinary, to endure the hardships, and to push themselves when no one else is watching. Every extraordinary achievement in history was built by someone who refused to take the safe route, someone who decided that being average was not an option. And so, this moment, right here, right now, is yours. You can choose comfort, or you can choose growth. You can choose to drift, or you can decide to stand, to rise, to pursue excellence relentlessly. Every action you take from this point forward defines who you are becoming. Every choice matters. As we move into the next phase, we will explore how to develop the self-awareness and mindset required to fuel this journey. Because before you can stop settling for average, you must understand your strengths, your weaknesses, and the habits that either propel you forward or hold you back. You must learn to harness the power of your mind, because the way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines the life you will create. So take a deep breath, look at yourself honestly, and ask, am I ready to refuse average? Am I ready to step into the discomfort that greatness demands? Because your potential is waiting, your dreams are calling, and the only thing standing between you and the extraordinary life you deserve is the choice you make today. It begins now, and it begins with you. Understanding yourself and harnessing your true power. Have you ever wondered why some people seem unstoppable, while others drift through life, stuck in the same patterns and limitations year after year? The difference rarely lies in luck, talent, or circumstances. It lies in one thing: self-awareness and mindset. The ability to understand yourself deeply, your strengths, your weaknesses, your habits, and your thought patterns is the foundation upon which extraordinary lives are built. Without this awareness, you may be working hard, pushing forward, yet unknowingly sabotaging your own growth. Take the story of Oprah Winfrey. Many know her as a media mogul, philanthropist, and one of the most influential people in the world. But what set her apart wasn't just her talent. It was her relentless self-reflection and mental discipline. Oprah grew up facing poverty, abuse, and countless setbacks. Instead of allowing her circumstances to define her, she asked herself critical questions. What am I truly capable of? What drives me? How can I turn my pain into purpose? Through deep self-awareness, she identified her strengths, empathy, communication, and vision, and learned to align her daily habits with her goals. Today, she not only achieved immense success, but inspires millions worldwide. Understanding yourself begins with asking the hard questions. What are your core strengths? Where do you naturally excel? And how can these talents be leveraged toward your ambitions? Similarly, where do you struggle? And how can those weaknesses be managed or transformed into opportunities for growth? It is only through this honest assessment that you can develop a mindset capable of tackling challenges without being derailed by doubt or fear. One practical exercise to cultivate self-awareness is reflection journaling. Every morning or evening, take 15 minutes to ask yourself, what did I do today that moved me closer to my goals? Where did I hold myself back? What habits are helping me, and which ones are harming me? Over time, this practice illuminates patterns you may not have noticed, revealing both hidden strengths and areas that require attention. Mindset, however, is equally crucial. Self-awareness without the right mindset is like a map without a compass. You know where you are, but you have no direction. A growth-oriented mindset embraces challenges, sees failures as feedback, and recognizes that effort leads to mastery. Carol Dweck, a leading psychologist, calls this the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. Individuals with a fixed mindset believe their abilities are static, leading them to avoid challenges and fear failure. Those with a growth mindset, however, understand that abilities can be developed through persistence, learning, and resilience. This mindset transforms setbacks into stepping stones and turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Consider the example of Thomas Edison, whose journey to inventing the electric light bulb involved thousands of failed experiments. A person with a fixed mindset might have given up after the first few hundred failures. Edison, however, reframed each failure as a lesson, a discovery of what did not work, moving him incrementally closer to success. His mindset, resilient, curious, and patient, combined with acute self-awareness of his strengths in experimentation and problem-solving, allowed him to achieve what many thought impossible. Developing a strong mindset also involves mastering the internal dialogue. Every thought you entertain shapes your perception of reality. Are you constantly telling yourself, "I can't do this," or "I'm not enough"? If so, these narratives silently dictate your actions, often limiting your potential. Replace them with affirmations like, "I am capable of growth. Every challenge makes me stronger," and "I have the discipline to achieve my goals." Say them aloud, write them in a journal, or repeat them mentally throughout the day. Over time, this rewires your brain to focus on possibility instead of limitation. Another essential practice is mindfulness. Becoming aware of your thoughts without judgment allows you to notice when negativity or fear begins to take hold. Simple mindfulness exercises, such as focusing on your breath for 5 minutes, observing your thoughts as clouds passing by, or pausing before reacting to stress, can build clarity and emotional resilience. When you control your attention, you control your responses. And when you control your responses, you control the trajectory of your life. Let's bring this closer to home with an example many can relate to: Serena Williams. As one of the greatest athletes of all time, Serena's success was not just about physical ability. She faced injuries, defeats, and intense scrutiny from media and competitors alike. But through self-awareness, she recognized the mental and emotional triggers that could derail her performance. She cultivated a mindset of focus, patience, and unshakable confidence. By aligning her daily routines, practice, recovery, nutrition, and mental preparation with her ambitions, she continuously elevated her performance, illustrating the power of understanding oneself and developing the mindset to thrive under pressure. Reflective exercises can be transformative here. Ask yourself, when do I perform at my best, and what conditions allow that excellence? What environments, people, or habits drain my energy? When am I most distracted, and why? By analyzing these patterns, you can intentionally design your life to support growth rather than hinder it. Habits are the bridge between self-awareness and action. They are the small, consistent choices that compound over time into extraordinary outcomes. Self-aware individuals know which habits amplify their strengths and which habits perpetuate weaknesses. Start small. Identify one habit that aligns with your goals and commit to it for 30 days. This could be waking up an hour earlier to focus on skill development, dedicating time to physical fitness, or practicing daily affirmations. Over time, these habits transform your mindset from passive to proactive. It's also important to embrace discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. It happens when you challenge yourself. Ask yourself, am I avoiding tasks that scare me? Am I shrinking from responsibility or opportunity? By facing these discomforts deliberately, you expand your mental capacity and build resilience. Every time you choose to act in spite of fear, you strengthen the neural pathways that foster courage, persistence, and confidence. Self-awareness and mindset are deeply intertwined. When you know your strengths, you can leverage them strategically. When you acknowledge your weaknesses, you can compensate for them or transform them. When your thoughts are aligned with possibility instead of limitation, your actions follow naturally, creating momentum toward your dreams. Consider Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Early in his life, he faced setbacks, including financial struggles and career uncertainty. Through self-reflection, he understood his strengths, work ethic, charisma, and determination, and committed to a mindset of relentless effort. His daily routines were rigorous, disciplined, and aligned with his long-term goals. He didn't just rely on talent. He honed his mental approach, ensuring that even failures served as fuel rather than defeat. Today, he exemplifies how self-awareness paired with mindset creates unstoppable momentum. As you reflect on your own life, remember that self-awareness is not a one-time exercise. It is a continual process of observation, honesty, and adaptation. Your mindset is not fixed. It can be cultivated, strengthened, and directed toward extraordinary outcomes. The combination of both equips you to face challenges with clarity, to pursue your ambitions with conviction, and to stop settling for anything less than your true potential. So, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what do I truly excel at, and how am I using it? What patterns or habits are holding me back, and what can I change today? How do my thoughts shape my actions, and do they empower me or limit me? Your answers to these questions are the foundation upon which the next stage, goal setting and planning for success, will be built. Because before you can achieve the life you want, you must first know who you are, what drives you, and how to direct your mind toward action. Remember, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. The path forward is not just about working harder. It is about working smarter, aligning your actions with your strengths, and cultivating a mindset that refuses to settle. This is your opportunity to step into clarity, to own your power, and to prepare for the next step, creating goals and a plan that will transform your potential into reality. Why setting clear goals is non-negotiable? Have you ever felt like you were running in circles, putting in effort day after day, but never really moving forward? The truth is, effort alone isn't enough. Without clear goals, without a plan to guide your actions, your energy dissipates like water through your fingers. Setting goals is not just a motivational cliche. It's the blueprint for transforming ambition into achievement. When you know exactly where you want to go, every decision, every action, and every choice becomes aligned with that vision. Consider Elon Musk. Whether it's Tesla, SpaceX, or Neuralink, his ventures weren't born from vague dreams. They came from clear, audacious goals. Musk's vision for reusable rockets, electric cars, and interplanetary colonization is anchored in concrete, measurable objectives. Every engineering decision, every funding pitch, and every risk he takes is guided by these goals. Without that clarity, his efforts would scatter, but with it, he converts massive ambition into tangible results. How do you identify goals that matter? The first step in goal setting is identifying what truly matters to you. This requires introspection. What drives your passion? What legacy do you want to leave? Avoid goals dictated by external expectations or temporary trends. Instead, focus on objectives that resonate with your core values and long-term vision. Ask yourself questions like, what would I pursue if I knew I could not fail? What achievements would make me proud to look back on in 5 or 10 years? Which areas of my life demand immediate attention and improvement? Once these answers become clear, you're ready to convert them into actionable goals. The blueprint for actionable goals: a goal without specificity is merely a wish. The most effective goals are SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Let's break this down. Specific: define exactly what you want to accomplish. I want to improve my health is vague. I will run 5 kilometers 3 times a week and reduce my sugar intake by 50% over the next 3 months is specific. Measurable: you must be able to track progress. Numbers, milestones, or observable outcomes give you feedback and motivate persistence. Achievable: set goals that challenge you but remain realistic. Overly ambitious goals can demoralize, while achievable goals build confidence and momentum. Relevant: ensure your goals align with your broader vision and values. Achieving a goal should feel meaningful, not empty. Time-bound: set deadlines to create urgency and prevent procrastination. Open-ended goals often stall. Deadlines focus your effort. Breaking big goals into daily habits: ambitious goals can feel overwhelming, but the difference between success and stagnation lies in daily consistency. Let's say your goal is to write a book in a year. Writing 300 words a day may seem small, but consistently applied, it results in over 100,000 words in 12 months. Small, intentional actions compound into monumental results. Create a roadmap. Divide your goal into weekly and daily tasks. Ask yourself, what can I do today that moves me closer to my goal? If your goal is financial independence, that could mean researching investments for 30 minutes daily, saving a fixed percentage of income, or networking with mentors. These incremental actions create momentum. The power of planning and accountability: planning is more than a to-do list. It's about designing your environment and habits to support success. Use tools such as planners, digital apps, or visual boards to map your progress. Prioritize tasks based on impact. What activities will bring you closest to your goal? This prevents wasted energy on low-value tasks. Accountability is equally vital. Share your goals with a trusted friend, mentor, or coach. Accountability transforms intentions into obligations. When you know someone else is watching your progress, you are more likely to act consistently. Stories of planning leading to success. Let's look at J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before she became a household name, Rowling faced financial struggles, personal challenges, and multiple rejections from publishers. Yet she had a clear goal: to tell the story of a young wizard. She meticulously outlined her books, created character arcs, and committed to a writing schedule even while facing adversity. Her planning and persistence transformed her vision into one of the most beloved literary franchises in history. Similarly, consider Jeff Bezos. Before Amazon became a trillion-dollar company, he had a simple but ambitious goal: to create an online bookstore that could scale worldwide. He planned every step, from website functionality to supply chain logistics, and executed with unwavering discipline. He started small, tested constantly, and expanded methodically. Each step was purposeful, each failure a lesson integrated into the next plan. Discipline and focus are your greatest allies. The path to success is not linear, and distractions are constant. Social media, opinions of others, and internal doubts can pull you off course. Discipline is the bridge between goals and results. It is choosing the task that matters today over the temptations of immediate gratification. Practical strategies to maintain focus include time blocking. Dedicate fixed hours to high-priority tasks and guard them zealously. Eliminating distractions. Identify what disrupts your flow. Turn off notifications, silence unproductive environments, and limit multitasking. Regular review. Reflect weekly on what worked, what didn't, and adjust your plan. This prevents stagnation and ensures you're constantly improving. Overcoming procrastination. Procrastination is the silent enemy of dreams. Often, it stems from fear of failure or perfectionism. Combat it by breaking tasks into micro-actions. For instance, instead of study for 3 hours, commit to read 1 chapter and summarize key points. Once you start, momentum builds naturally, making the task less intimidating. Affirmations can also reinforce action. Repeating statements like, "I am committed to my goals," or "every step I take matters," creates a psychological environment of accountability and motivation. Visualization as a tool for planning. Elite performers across sports, business, and the arts use visualization to reinforce goals. Imagine yourself achieving the outcome. Feel the excitement, hear the applause, see the results. This mental rehearsal primes your mind for action, enhancing confidence and clarifying the steps needed to reach your goal. Consider Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympic swimmer in history. Beyond rigorous training, he spent hours visualizing each race in precise detail, the turns, strokes, and even overcoming unexpected challenges. This mental mapping allowed him to perform flawlessly under pressure, turning preparation into automatic excellence. Creating a feedback loop. No plan is perfect from the start. Implement a system to gather feedback and measure progress. Are your actions producing results? Are you learning from mistakes? Adjustments are not failures. They are strategic recalibrations. For instance, Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx, began with a simple prototype and a goal to revolutionize women's undergarments. She tested, iterated, and refined continuously based on customer feedback and market response. That flexibility, combined with a clear vision, propelled her from a $5,000 initial investment to $1 billion enterprise. Staying motivated over time. Long-term goals demand sustained motivation. Celebrate small victories to maintain morale. Each milestone reached is proof that your efforts are producing results. Combine these celebrations with the knowledge that setbacks are temporary and teach lessons. Ask yourself, what progress have I made this week? Which actions brought me closer to my vision? Where can I improve without judgment? These reflections reinforce focus and resilience. The path forward. Setting meaningful goals and planning strategically is not just an exercise in ambition. It is a declaration that you refuse to settle for average. It transforms dreams into actionable steps and turns uncertainty into clarity. By identifying what matters, breaking it into manageable tasks, maintaining focus, and reviewing progress, you create a system that propels you steadily forward. As we move into facing challenges and overcoming obstacles, remember, your goals and plans are your compass. Challenges will come, but with a clear destination and a thoughtful roadmap, no setback can derail you. Each difficulty becomes a test of discipline, resilience, and commitment. The clearer your goals and the stronger your planning, the more powerful your response to adversity will be. So, pause for a moment and ask yourself, are my goals clear, specific, and aligned with my deepest values? Have I broken them into daily actions that I can consistently execute? Am I prepared to review, adjust, and persist, no matter the obstacles? The journey of excellence begins with clarity. The journey of greatness begins with a plan. Now, armed with self-awareness and a powerful mindset, it's time to map your course, commit to your vision, and step boldly into action. Why do setbacks feel so overwhelming? Have you ever felt like life is pushing you down just as you're starting to rise? The truth is, challenges are not anomalies. They are a natural part of any journey toward excellence. Every person who has achieved greatness has faced obstacles that seemed insurmountable. It's not the existence of obstacles that defines success. It's how you respond to them. When you encounter a setback, you have a choice. Let it stop you, or use it as a launch pad to grow stronger. Take the example of Steve Jobs. Early in his career, he was ousted from Apple, the very company he co-founded. For many, this would have been a devastating end, a signal to give up. But Jobs chose resilience. He used the experience to reflect, learn, and rebuild. He founded Next and acquired Pixar, creating innovations that redefined industries. Eventually, he returned to Apple, stronger, wiser, and more focused than ever. The lesson is clear. Your current failure does not determine your future, it refines it. Understanding the nature of obstacles come in many forms. Financial struggles, failed projects, personal betrayals, health crises, or even self-doubt. Often, the hardest battles are not external, they are internal. The voice in your head that says, "You're not enough," or "This will never work," can be more destructive than any external circumstance. Recognizing the patterns of these mental barriers is the first step toward overcoming them. Ask yourself, what recurring obstacles do I face in my journey? Are they external challenges or internal doubts holding me back? By identifying the source, you gain power over it. Building mental toughness. Resilience begins with mental toughness, the ability to face adversity without surrendering your purpose. Mental toughness is not an innate trait. It is a skill cultivated through experience, reflection, and deliberate practice. It requires discipline, perspective, and the refusal to allow setbacks to define your identity. One way to strengthen mental toughness is through deliberate exposure to challenges. Push yourself beyond your comfort zone regularly. Take on tasks that intimidate you. Engage in activities that test patience, and embrace discomfort as a teacher. Each challenge you overcome reinforces your capacity to endure greater trials in the future. Practical exercises to develop resilience. Reframing challenges. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Reframing shifts your focus from victimhood to growth. Journaling setbacks. Write down your failures, what you learned from them, and what your next action will be. This habit transforms mistakes into lessons and fosters accountability. Visualization. Imagine facing obstacles and responding with calm, determination, and creativity. Mental rehearsal prepares you for real-life adversity, reducing fear and boosting confidence. Affirmations. Reinforce your inner strength with statements like, "I grow stronger with every challenge," or "I am resilient and capable of overcoming anything." Repeating affirmations daily rewires your mindset to focus on strength, not limitation. Stories of bouncing back consider Oprah Winfrey, who faced rejection, poverty, and personal trauma early in life. Many doors closed on her before she achieved global success, but she refused to let her past define her. Instead, she transformed each setback into a stepping stone, ultimately becoming one of the most influential figures in media. Her story is a testament to the power of resilience. Another powerful example is Thomas Edison. He failed thousands of times before inventing the practical light bulb. When asked about his failures, Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." He viewed each obstacle as information, not defeat. The role of perspective resilience is closely tied to perspective. Life does not owe you ease or fairness, but it does provide opportunities for growth. By reframing challenges as lessons, obstacles become fuel for advancement. Ask yourself, will I let this difficulty define me, or will I define myself through my response? Developing perseverance is the companion of resilience. It is the practice of moving forward despite discomfort, doubt, or fatigue. Perseverance is not about reckless persistence. It is about thoughtful, consistent effort toward a meaningful goal. Consider J.K. Rowling. Before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon, she faced financial hardship, depression, and repeated rejections from publishers. She could have given up, but she persisted, writing every day despite uncertainty. Her perseverance transformed personal hardship into worldwide literary success. Actionable strategies to strengthen perseverance: set micro goals. Break larger challenges into small, achievable steps. Each completed step reinforces momentum and belief in your capacity. Track progress. Keep a visual record of achievements and obstacles overcome. Seeing your progress reinforces resilience and fuels motivation. Celebrate effort, not just results. Acknowledge your persistence even when outcomes aren't immediate. Effort builds character and fortitude. Dealing with internal resistance often, the greatest obstacle is your own mind. Fear, self-doubt, and procrastination can derail even the most disciplined plans. Recognize these mental barriers and treat them as signals rather than commands. When you feel the urge to give up, ask, what would I attempt if I were not afraid? This question shifts focus from limitation to possibility. Incorporating affirmations and mantras. Daily affirmations and mantras serve as mental armor. Phrases like, "I am stronger than any obstacle I face. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow. I will rise again, wiser and stronger," can reinforce resilience at a subconscious level. Repeating these statements in the morning or before critical tasks primes your mind for steadfastness. The importance of community resilience does not mean isolation. Support systems amplify your ability to withstand challenges. Mentors, friends, and family provide perspective, encouragement, and guidance. Surround yourself with people who inspire perseverance, not doubt. When setbacks occur, lean on those who have demonstrated resilience. They remind you that recovery is possible. Turning setbacks into opportunities. Every failure contains hidden opportunity. Ask, how can this experience prepare me for greater success? What lesson is embedded here? By approaching setbacks as lessons rather than punishments, you reclaim control. Take the story of Walt Disney. He was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination, and several of his early ventures failed. Instead of surrendering, he learned from each rejection, refining his craft until he created one of the most iconic entertainment empires in history. The mindset of the resilient individuals adopt a mindset that is proactive, solution-oriented, and forward-looking. They view challenges as temporary, not permanent. See failures as feedback, not final judgment. Believe in their capacity to grow and adapt. Reflective questions to build resilience. What challenges have I faced that strengthened me? How did I overcome past failures? And what strategies worked? Which fears or doubts am I ready to confront today? What small action can I take now to demonstrate perseverance? Quotes to embed strength. Strength does not come from winning. Your struggles develop your strengths. Arnold Schwarzenegger, fall 7 times, stand up 8. Japanese proverb, the oak fought the wind and was broken. The willow bent when it must and survived. Robert Jordan, preparing for action as we transition from understanding and cultivating resilience. Remember that the power of resilience is only fully realized when paired with action. Mental toughness and perseverance are not trophies to admire. They are tools to wield. The obstacles you face now are not walls. They are stepping stones. Every challenge overcome equips you with insight, patience, and confidence for the tasks ahead. Pause for a moment and reflect. What obstacle have I been avoiding? How can I reframe it as a lesson rather than a limitation? What first step can I take today to move past it? The journey ahead demands courage, consistency, and the willingness to engage with life fully, even when it is uncomfortable. By embracing resilience and learning to thrive amid adversity, you equip yourself to take bold, decisive action, the kind of action that turns dreams into reality. As we move into taking action and maintaining momentum, keep this in mind. Every setback, every challenge, every moment of doubt is not a reason to quit. It is an opportunity to prove your strength, to build your discipline, and to show the world that settling for average is not an option. Your response today shapes your life tomorrow, and resilience is the bridge between desire and achievement. Why does consistency matter more than motivation? Have you ever waited for motivation to strike before taking action, only to find it never arrives? Here's the truth. Motivation is fleeting, but consistency is unstoppable. Dreams are not achieved in a single burst of energy. They are built one day, one habit, one action at a time. The people who reach extraordinary heights aren't those who wait for the perfect moment. They are the ones who show up every day, regardless of how they feel. Consider Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He didn't become a global superstar overnight. Early in his life, he faced setbacks, injuries, and doubt. But his relentless daily routine, training intensely, working on his craft, staying disciplined, was the engine behind his success. The Rock didn't wait for inspiration. He created results through repetition, perseverance, and a refusal to settle for average. The power of small, daily actions. Consistency isn't about grand gestures. It's about the small, deliberate actions that compound over time. Think of your life as a bank account. Each day's effort is a deposit, and eventually, those deposits accumulate into wealth. Wealth of skill, of opportunity, of achievement. Ask yourself, what small action can I take today that brings me closer to my goals? How can I turn effort into a habit so progress doesn't rely on fleeting motivation? Practical steps to build daily consistency. Define your keystone habits. Identify the routines that have the most impact on your life. For example, If your goal is physical fitness, a consistent morning workout might be your keystone habit that influences your energy, confidence, and discipline throughout the day. Break goals into micro steps. Large goals can feel overwhelming. Divide them into manageable daily actions. Writing 500 words a day or making one meaningful sales call daily might seem small, but over months, these steps create monumental results. Use time blocks. Allocate specific time periods for your high-priority tasks. When your schedule is structured, procrastination loses its grip. Even 30 focused minutes daily can be transformative if sustained. Track progress. Maintain a journal or a visual checklist of completed actions. Tracking progress provides immediate feedback, reinforcing your momentum and helping you identify patterns that lead to success. Stories of daily commitment. Consider Serena Williams. Her legendary tennis career is not just the product of talent, but of years of consistent training. Every morning, every practice session, every match contributed to her dominance on the court. Her victories are not luck. They are the sum of thousands of hours of disciplined effort. Another example is Elon Musk, who balances multiple groundbreaking companies simultaneously. His secret isn't sheer genius alone. It's an extraordinary level of focus, rigorous scheduling, and an unrelenting commitment to daily action that drives his vision forward. Overcoming the comfort zone. Consistency requires courage because it often demands pushing beyond comfort. The human mind naturally seeks ease, yet success demands persistence and discomfort. Ask yourself, am I choosing convenience over growth? Are my habits designed to advance me, or simply to entertain me? The bridge between action and results. Many people work sporadically, expecting results to appear immediately. This is the illusion of instant success. True results come from sustained effort over time. The key is patience paired with relentless action. Every day you act, even in small ways, you are reinforcing your commitment to your future self. Tips to maintain consistency. Anchor new habits to existing routines. Link your goal-oriented actions to daily activities. For example, after brushing your teeth in the morning, spend 5 minutes reviewing your goals. Habit stacking creates seamless integration into your life. Eliminate distractions. Identify what pulls you away from focused action, social media, unnecessary notifications, or unproductive environments, and remove or limit these triggers. Reward milestones. Celebrate the completion of small steps. Recognition of progress fuels motivation and reinforces consistent behavior. Stay flexible, not rigid. Life is unpredictable. Missing a day doesn't equate to failure. Adapt, resume, and continue forward. Resilience and consistency go hand in hand. The role of mindset in consistent action. A consistent mindset is rooted in commitment, not emotion. You don't wait to feel ready. You act because your purpose is bigger than your feelings. When you internalize the belief that your daily actions define your destiny, each step becomes meaningful. Ask yourself, what legacy am I building with my daily choices? Am I honoring my potential or settling for the comfort of mediocrity? Harnessing accountability. Accountability amplifies consistency. Share your goals with someone who will challenge you, or create systems to measure your actions. Accountability transforms intention into tangible progress. Even simply telling a friend about your daily target creates external reinforcement. The compounding effect of consistency. Consistency compounds in ways that are often invisible at first. A single day's effort may seem insignificant, but as weeks turn into months and months into years, the impact multiplies. Small improvements each day lead to mastery, opportunities, and growth far beyond what sporadic effort could achieve. Consider the story of Warren Buffett. His wealth is not solely the result of extraordinary investments. It is the cumulative effect of consistent, disciplined decision-making over decades. Time, combined with steadfast action, transforms ordinary choices into extraordinary outcomes. Breaking through procrastination is the enemy of progress. Action, no matter how imperfect, is always more powerful than inaction. Start small. Commit to 5 minutes of focused work on your goal right now. Often, starting is the hardest part, but momentum grows once you begin. Actionable tips to overcome procrastination. Use the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Small victories spark momentum. Prioritize high-impact tasks. Identify the actions that produce the greatest results. Focus on these before less meaningful tasks. Visualize completion. Imagine the satisfaction of finishing the task. Mental rehearsal often motivates actual effort. Integrating action into daily life. Turn every day into a step toward your vision. Morning routines, work blocks, deliberate practice, and reflection periods create a rhythm that embeds progress into your lifestyle. Remember, it's not the extraordinary days that make the difference. It's the consistent ordinary days. Inspirational affirmations to reinforce action. I act today, and my future thanks me tomorrow. Consistency beats talent when talent doesn't work consistently. Every small step I take compounds into greatness. The example of Michael Jordan, widely regarded as the greatest basketball player of all time, was cut from his high school basketball team. What set him apart wasn't natural talent alone. It was his commitment to relentless daily practice, pushing his limits every single day, and refusing to settle for average. His story embodies the principle that daily action and unwavering consistency create legends. Preparing for reflection and growth. As we transition toward reflection and conclusion, keep this in mind. Action without consistency is wasted energy, and consistency without purpose is directionless. By merging both, you create unstoppable momentum. Your dreams are waiting, but only your consistent, deliberate effort can reach them. Now ask yourself, what is one action I can commit to today that my future self will thank me for? How can I make this effort a daily habit? What small step will I take immediately to honor my goals and refuse mediocrity? The path ahead is clear. Act relentlessly, maintain consistency, and let every day be a testament to your commitment. The bridge between average and extraordinary is built with the bricks of repeated, purposeful action, and your first brick begins today. Why does reflection shape true growth? Take a moment and think about everything we've explored together. From understanding who you are and cultivating a resilient mindset, to setting meaningful goals, overcoming obstacles, and taking consistent action, each piece is a vital part of the puzzle of your life. Self-awareness is the foundation. Knowing your strengths, recognizing your weaknesses, and understanding your habits allows you to navigate life intentionally, rather than being swept along by circumstances. Without this clarity, even the most ambitious plans can falter. Consider Oprah Winfrey. Born into poverty and faced with countless personal and professional challenges, she could have allowed her circumstances to define her. Instead, she cultivated profound self-awareness, recognizing her strengths in communication and empathy, and understanding the patterns she needed to break. This self-knowledge allowed her to build a career that inspired millions and transformed her life completely. Her journey reminds us that the first step toward extraordinary achievement is the courage to look inward and truly know ourselves. How mindset transforms possibility into reality. Self-awareness is only one side of the coin. Mindset is what turns awareness into action. A strong, growth-oriented mindset empowers you to see obstacles as opportunities and failures as lessons. When you believe that your efforts can shape your reality, you no longer wait for life to happen. You make life happen. Take J.K. Rowling, for instance. Before the world knew her as the author of the Harry Potter series, she was struggling as a single mother, facing rejection after rejection from publishers. Yet, she maintained a mindset that valued persistence and creativity over despair. That mindset didn't just sustain her, it propelled her toward achieving her dream. The lesson is clear. Your thoughts and beliefs are the soil in which your success grows. Nurture them carefully, and extraordinary things can bloom. Why goals are your compass. Once self-awareness and mindset are in place, goal setting gives direction to your efforts. Goals transform vague dreams into actionable paths. They allow you to measure progress, adjust strategies, and stay accountable to your vision. Without clear goals, effort becomes scattered energy. With them, every action serves a purpose. Think of Elon Musk. His goals aren't just ideas, they are precise targets. Colonizing Mars, revolutionizing transportation, advancing renewable energy. His vision is massive, but it's grounded in actionable steps, calculated risks, and relentless focus. You can adopt this principle. Define what success looks like for you, then break it into measurable steps, and pursue those steps with unwavering commitment. Resilience is the bridge between setbacks and success. No journey toward excellence is without challenges. Life will test you, throw obstacles in your path, and at times, make you question your worth. Resilience is what allows you to rise, adapt, and continue forward. It is not simply enduring difficulty. It is learning, growing, and emerging stronger from it. Consider Thomas Edison. When inventing the light bulb, he failed thousands of times before finding the solution that worked. Each failure was not a defeat, but a stepping stone. Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His resilience transformed repeated setbacks into the foundation of success. The power of taking consistent action. Finally, all awareness, mindset, and planning amount to little without consistent action. Dreams remain ideas until they are executed repeatedly, day after day. Action is the bridge between your potential and your reality. Even small steps, performed consistently, compound into monumental results over time. Look at Serena Williams. Her greatness on the tennis court is not accidental. It is the result of decades of deliberate practice, early mornings, and unwavering focus. Every swing, every sprint, every match contributed to her legacy. Consistency transforms talent and effort into achievement. Your call to action today now. It's your turn. The world doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards those who step forward. Ask yourself, are you willing to settle for average? Or are you ready to push beyond what is comfortable and familiar? What one step can you take today to honor your potential? The path is not easy, but it is worth every ounce of effort you commit. Remember these affirmations as you move forward. I am capable of more than I realize, and I will prove it with action. Every small, consistent effort compounds into extraordinary results. Obstacles are temporary. My determination is permanent. Creating a legacy beyond yourself, what we have discussed, is not just about personal achievement. It's about creating a life that resonates with purpose, impact, and fulfillment. By knowing yourself, shaping your mindset, setting precise goals, embracing resilience, and committing to consistent action, you are not only transforming your own life, you are inspiring those around you. Look at LeBron James. Beyond his athletic achievements, he uses his platform to empower communities, create opportunities, and set an example of perseverance, discipline, and vision. Excellence is not merely personal. It has the power to uplift others, to set a standard, to leave a legacy. A final reflection as we close. I want you to internalize this truth. Average is a choice, not a default. Each day, you decide whether to settle for comfort or to chase growth. Every thought you cultivate, every goal you set, every obstacle you face, and every consistent action you take shapes the trajectory of your life. So today, decide to refuse mediocrity. Commit to knowing yourself deeply, cultivating an unshakable mindset, planning with precision, bouncing back stronger than ever, and taking deliberate, consistent action. The world is full of possibilities, but they belong to those who are willing to show up day after day in pursuit of their extraordinary life. Ask yourself one last question. Will you let this moment pass, or will you act? Will you choose the life that is easy, or will you choose the life that challenges you, transforms you, and elevates you? Remember, the power is in your hands. The difference between average and exceptional is not luck, it is choice. It is commitment. It is courage. Choose today to step into your potential, to honor your dreams, and to create a life that is remarkable. Start now, because your future cannot wait.